Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Me Talking Podcast. My name's Josh. I'll be doing the talking. Episode number 12. Here we go. We are feigning enthusiasm because we already recorded. I'll be honest with you. I'll be straight. Through the fallibility of technology, we lost our original intro. It was clever. It was funny. It was vulnerable. And it's gone. So we're redoing it after the fact. There's no rehash and there's no redoing, okay? It's lost. It's gone. All right? We got to accept that and we got to move on. This is a very special episode. We just finished a little interview with a very special being on this planet, a master of the craft of improv, an incredibly gifted teacher, a member of the home team at the Planet Ant Theater. Look at this long line of credits. One Shawn Handlon. Just a very special, sweet guy. You'll see in a minute, okay? You're going to want to stay tuned. I was nervous. I was nervous to talk to him. Very vulnerable for me, but we did our best to jump in, dive in, embrace the vulnerability, embrace the awkwardness, embrace the unknown. You know what we do. You know how we do. We dive. Okay, so here's my interview with Shawn. Check this shit out. All right, let's go for it. Talking to one of the big boys, one of the big dogs in Detroit. One of the comedic voices in our little community. All right, let's dive in. I'm nervous.
Hello.
Shawn?
Hey, buddy.
Hey, bud. I'm a little nervous. You're so highly esteemed in my mind. I'm sure you know.
What?
You're my guy. Comedically, I hold you way up there.
Oh, that's sweet.
I just felt like you were such a good teacher. Like, I truly feel like you're a master of the craft. Do you feel like that? Do you feel like you're a master?
Oh, well, that's nice. I mean, in improv, it's really hard to believe ever that you've mastered it because it's just improv as an art form is a constant state of evolution.
Right.
But what I definitely had going for me was my enthusiasm, my passion for the craft, and I just enjoy teaching. I had been at it for a long time too, so I had logged a lot of hours.
Yeah.
I was probably at that point a good 8,000 hours into my 10,000 hours necessary to become an expert on something.
So I know a little bit of the story, and I won't keep you all day or anything like that, but you were working at a bank, correct?
Yeah, that's right. I was working for a bank. I was a vice president in marketing.
Really?
I had an office with a window.
Insane.
I was really going places, but my heart wasn't in it. I was very bored. So I just started taking classes at the Second City in Detroit.
How does that happen? How do you just start taking classes? It just was calling to you, or you saw a flyer, or?
It was 1992 when they announced that Second City was going to be opening a location in Detroit, across from the Fox there. And that was before Comerica Park was over there, obviously, before any of the stadia. There wasn't nearly as much going on. Like where they've got a very trendy bar down there now, used to be what we called the Scary Store, which was just a little convenience store that was a little rough and tumble, frequented by local ne'er-do-wells, where we would go and get snacks and soda on breaks. So, I mean, the city in general, 1992 was pretty close to Detroit's rock bottom.
Right.
So when Second City announced that it was moving to Detroit, that was kind of a big deal. And I had done a lot of high school theater. I had done some theater in high school. Okay. Which I really loved. But once it came to going to college, the influencers in my life at the time were very opposed to me pursuing theater, and I was focused on finding ways to make money. So I got a degree in business. But in all those years of business school, they never once hinted that, there's a very good chance you might get a job and end up bored out of your mind. And that's what happened to me. And so the Second City was a big hoopla. Second City opened in Detroit. It's all very exciting. So I started going to shows there, and it sort of it re-sparked that desire to perform. Yeah. So I thought that maybe I could just take some classes there, and that would scratch my creative itch. not suspecting that it would ever become something that I would be able to make money doing. Then, by 2000, I was in Second City's Michigan Touring Company. And then by 2003, I was in their resident company. And I was resigning from the bank. So
Wow.
I was off on a new road.
Do you have any advice for me? As far as me pursuing this podcast from, somebody who I consider a comedic guru.
The advice I have to you is do it.
Mm-hmm.
Don't stop. I mean, it's hard, and you might struggle to find an audience at first, but if you just keep at it, and if it's something you enjoy doing, and you don't necessarily care about the audience, I think that's when an audience will come to you. I would say, don't stop. If I was to distill it to 2 words, keep going.
Oh, okay. I thought the 2 words were "don't stop," but pretty synonymous.
I changed the 2 words.
Okay.
Because the "don't stop," it's very negative.
Yeah, don't
Whereas
and stop.
keep going, that's much more positive and optimistic.
Inspirational, even.
Some would say.
Yeah, I would, at least. I did.
Well, there it is.
How do you feel before you go on stage and you're in the back of the house, ready to perform? Is it nervous energy?
I definitely get like what you would probably describe as butterflies in your belly before I go out and perform. The thing is, all that is just your brain going into defense mode, and it's releasing adrenaline into your system. So your brain can interpret that as fear or power, and I just choose to interpret it as power, right? I mean, adrenaline, that's the same chemical running course through your system that allows mothers to lift cars off of their babies.
Right.
I mean, it can make you very, very powerful, but also can make you run very fast in the opposite direction. So that's nature's defense mechanism. And realizing when you're backstage that you've got those fight or flight options. Flight is not a realistic option. You don't want to be backstage and then just run out the backstage door. Your realistic choice, sometimes the only way out is through, is one of my philosophies as well.
Love that.
So I always used to imagine standing backstage just before an entrance that I'm going up that first hill of a roller coaster. Because once you step out there, it's like you're going over that hill. You're committed. There's no way off the ride other than to ride it to the end. So that was always the image that I would have in my head when I was backstage. Click, 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 click. So now I've forgotten what I was trying to tie it together with. The keys to improv, and like anything in life, like anything in performance, there's no silver bullet. Whatever works for one person isn't necessarily going to work for another. There is no direct path to mastering improv. It's a matter of finding what works for you. Now, that being said, the observations that I've made in my thousands of hours of teaching and or performing improvisation is that the thing that makes improv so hard in general is that to be successful at it, you have to, the keys to improv are directly opposed to every instinct that we have as human beings. And that is saying what you feel when you feel it and taking accountability for your actions. Especially as human beings, we want to resist things, Like, for example, the example I always use with students is somebody in a scene will say, "You're cheating on me." And the scene partner invariably will resist that. They'll push away, and they will say, "No, I'm not. What are you talking about? No, that's crazy." Thinking they're going to find conflict or comedy in conflict or the comedy in, the excuses that I have for resisting your gift, that I'm cheating. And that leads to argument and, not necessarily strong scenes, because also the audience is also made up of human beings. And when somebody makes an accusation like that, the audience will expect the other person to resist or to deny it. So by responding to the accusation, you're cheating on me, with, no, I'm not, baby, why would I do that? You are resisting the gift of the scene, first of all, and then second, you're doing exactly what the audience expects. So how do you find humor in everyday situations? By surprising an audience, by defying their expectations. If we go back to that example, you're cheating on me. Instead of saying, no, I'm not, baby, of course, what made you say that, babe? I say, embrace it, accept it, and see where it leads. Explore it. Take accountability. So you're cheating on me. Of course I am. Could I be any more obvious about it? You're accepting the gift that I'm cheating on you. You're taking accountability for your actions, but you're defying expectations. The audience does not expect you to accept that as true and take accountability for it. So they're gonna laugh because you've surprised them. Yes, of course I'm cheating on you. Why wouldn't I be? I have been happy for years. And it seems like a really simple concept, but it is very difficult to do. This whole notion of literary conflict, which is what a story needs to get from point A to point B to its resolution. So a lot of improvisers feel there needs to be argument and combativeness in the scenes to create conflict. Whereas as improvisers in any given scene, we don't have that much time to actually have conflict and then still get to resolution. If you try to be funny and you're not funny, then you're not funny. But if you try to be interesting and you're not funny, at least you're interesting. I found it very helpful in my improv and writing, but I also found it very interesting. I found it very helpful in life.
Yeah.
Take the more interesting path as opposed to the quick path or the boring path or the safe path.
You have an Instagram account. I found you on there. You have like a bunch of followers and you don't have any posts, I don't think.
I have not posted anything. And here's the thing. Now I feel the pressure of that, because once I do post something, it's going to send out a little alert saying, you're the person you're following, Shawn Handlon, has posted something for the first time. There's a lot of pent-up curiosity about it.
Sure. People are on the edge of their seats. You can do the old Josh method of make your first post about all the pressure you feel about your first post. Very meta. That's my trick.
Something to consider.
Yeah. Well, Shawn, honestly, you have had a big impact on me. I revere you. I esteem you. I think the world of you. And you've had a big impact on the Detroit comedy community. And, I hear it talked about in our little circles of the students and the small-time players. People really look up to you and love you. And you have had a big effect. And I appreciate you, man.
Well, I appreciate that, guy. It really means a lot.
Okay, good. Goodbyes are hard for me. Not because it's emotionally difficult to say goodbye. It's because, what do you do? I get so nervous. You've witnessed this before on the cast, right? I hang up, oh, you fucking idiot. But you know what? We're not doing that right now. Shawn is a beautiful, nice, kind-hearted, funny guy, as you've seen and heard. So we're going to just feel good about that. I felt great about the conversation. I hope he feels good about it too. Shawn, do you feel good? I sure hope so, bud. Everybody watch that movie. Fuck, what the fuck was it called again? Detroit musical on Bagley Theater. Damn it. All right. It's called the Detroit Musical. Check it out. Bagley Theater this weekend, but look for it and show your support. And you know what? Go ahead and follow Shawn on Instagram. Shawn Handlon. SHAWN space HANDLON. God damn it. Hey, that's it. So, You know what? Follow him on there. Let's light a fire under him. Come on, Shawnee, post something for us. We're all waiting on you, bud. That's been our episode. That was awesome. Gosh darn, I'm pretty pleased with it. Let's manifest success to him out there amongst the stars. He certainly has the talent for it, so he deserves it. Come on, universe. Let's make something happen. All right. Hey, this has been episode number 12 of the Me Talking podcast. Maybe we'll think of a better sign-off next week. Bye.